Hello everyone, we're going now to Holistic Wellness Festival in Rotorua, New Zealand. So this is it, and let's go inside and see what's there.
You're right, I can think of myself.
So that's the COVID register that we need to register before we enter in anywhere.
Okay, so should we say
There is a time you need to book ahead, or
No, you just come in, you pay your $20 and you write your name down on those boards there. That's for the healing,
Yeah.
and the ones down the hallway are for the...
perfect.
Sorry, that's the readers, and the ones down the hallway are the healers.
All right.
So all you do is you buy your tickets and you just pick a time, and if you've got a bit of distance between the times, you can go away and come back if you don't want to hang around.
it's all fully booked already?
Oh, okay. We'll have a check. Yeah.
It's almost fully booked.
So
Only
let's
this
see.
lady is available. And probably
No, we have times here. 20 minutes. Yeah. So I don't know any of these people here, but maybe it's worthwhile to try.
This is a building. It's a building.
Yeah, and that's for energy healing register.
Nice to see you.
So here we have also all the books.
Next time you're across. No, not now. Now that I'm on their website.
Yeah, so as you can see, quite a small event, and maybe we'll have some reading and see later. So we are in the mall in Rotorua. We're just trying to find plant-based bread to have lunch with avocados. We really love avocados. And we went for one of the bakeries here, and yeah, hoping to find good bread.
So what do you prefer? You can buy dough or sourdough or even loaves, but it contains a lot of seeds, like, you know, and for example, we can buy a little one, kids, or Vietnamese sourdough,
No, we need big bread.
big, maybe KFC.
Is it heavy bread?
Yes,
It's a healthy bread.
healthy.
Heavy.
Heavy. Yeah.
It contains a lot of seeds, you see, rye, oats, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's have one like this.
KFC,
Yeah.
Do you want
please.
a slice?
Yes, please.
Toast?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Toast, we can do the toast.
No, just slice it.
Toast sandwich.
第一个的那个，
这个。
不是下面的那个。
So it's only for 2 pieces? Or for the whole loaf?
For the whole bowl.
$13 for whole loaf.
I don't know. It's two to $27.40.
Yeah. So let's have it.
Do you want
Look
it
what a
sliced?
beautiful bread.
Toast or sandwich?
We don't know the difference. Just tell me.
Thick ones or the thin one? They're gonna be sliced.
Thick or thick one?
Yeah, let's do thin.
Thin ones?
Yeah. So toast. So toast and sandwich. Toasted means tin. And excuse me, so sandwich it means tin. Okay, yeah. So sandwich it means so if you ask them to cut bread, so sandwich it means tin, and thick is the toasted one. So I think this bread looks quite healthy.
You can check the ingredients.
Yeah, this is the ingredients. Probably you won't see a lot, but you know that.
Bread that we have.
Yeah, so as you can see, things as usual in New Zealand. Still have some COVID, as you can see. Very important to stay home if you are sick, and social distances. I think some people already forgot how many meters you need to keep from each other, and of course washing your hand and coughing your sneeze. So all good.
With a huge line warehouse.
Yeah, but you see, still people kind of holding lines to get into the warehouse. So the warehouse, it's like a really big store that has almost everything except food. And actually the prices are really good, and you can have really good budgets. Yeah, because we are still level 2, and there is a limit how many people can go in the store, and also contract chasing and all these things. So yeah. Now we just need to have a look for a place where we can have lunch, and afterwards we can actually do the walk. Hopefully will be enough parking space. So that's Redwood Forest, and the reason why I'm taking lunch before having a walk, because those walks are not really difficult. It's not like I'm going to climb mountains, just a nice, quiet, calm walk in the forest. You can see nice big trees. And I guess in summertime it will be a lot more packed, but it's a bit packed now as well.
Oh, what lovely is that?
Hi, so we already had our lunch, and now we just have a walk in the woods, Redwood Woods. So 2 days ago we went for a homey movie theater in Rotorua, and we watched a movie called Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang, it's a movie about...
I guess it was Master Chen.
Ah, sorry, Master Chang.
But actually,
Yeah.
Mr. Chen is the
Master Chang, yeah.
main character.
So it's a story about Chinese guy that he had a restaurant in Shanghai, and eventually had some trouble with the, I don't know if it was the mafia or the authorities.
He called
Well,
them bad people.
Bad people. it sounds the same. It doesn't matter. But he had some issues and had some debt, and also there is another disaster happened to him. His wife died in some bicycle accident, and also he had a child that I don't know how. I think it's 6 or 7 years old. Heard from friends, Finland is really good place for him to grow his son. So
There's another reason. He would like to pay one guy, the good guy, help him to pay, to give him money to pay the bad guys. So he had saved his life from these debts and from the pressure and danger of his life. And he decided to pay him back in several years. And he had to go to Finland because that good guy moved to Finland, and he always said to him, if you would like to grow your child, you should go to Finland and check, it's a great place. And he decided to travel to Finland and to pay back and to meet this person and say big thank you. And he took his 6-year-old boy, and actually the first scene we see how they boarded from Finland, and they went to the local restaurant, like sort of cafeteria, like small local place where people usually have their lunch and dinner and everything, gathering together, like a sort of community place. Yeah, and she just asked everybody who is known the Mr. Fong Tong, but he had the Chinese pronunciations and people absolutely didn't understand them.
So he went as a Chinese. He as a completely different person, different culture. Like people see him as as alien. So he went to that restaurant in the middle of nowhere, very far north in Finland, and the food there actually he didn't really know what to eat. It was some local food with sausages and mashed potatoes
That's all.
and barely have any vegetables. So it wasn't. So his son didn't really want to eat that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he couldn't find this. How Mr. called? Mr.
Fong Tong.
Fonton.
Sort of
Yeah.
Fong.
So nobody knew this Fonton. So
He just sat there and wait for everybody to ask.
yes, so he asked everyone, and nobody knew about it, about this person. And then it came down to the end of the shift at the restaurant, and he asked the lady who manages the place. What was her name? You remember?
Shrilka, something like that.
Yes, Rilka, some local
Finnish
name,
name,
yeah,
yeah.
Finnish name, and eventually she said, "Oh, there is nothing here close by," and it was without a car, without anything, it just came with a bus. So there was nowhere for him to stay, but she offered a room in one of the houses she had that he could stay. So yeah, so he stayed there with his son. So his son wasn't really happy. And the next day went to the restaurant again and looked for this Mr. Feng. But then the good things started to happen. So huge group of Chinese people came to the restaurant and were not familiar with the local food at all, and they actually wanted to have Chinese food. And
Sirka was under the pressure of
yeah,
what should he do, how to feed all these people.
how to feed those people. Anyway, so as he was a professional chef and he just closed the restaurant, he said, "I'm going to help you out for free."
If you go wait about.
Yeah. Yeah, he asked for. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to exactly know how to cook. I can help. and he started to make Chinese food, and he fed all the Chinese people, and eventually the Srilka was really happy because she had so much income that she didn't
never
have
ever
for a
been,
while. Yeah. And anyway, so the next thing, he started to work like there daily for free, and he started to form a relationship with her.
And community, yeah. And she also
And-
asked the tourists to come back again
Yeah, and their
to
business.
help her develop the business. Yeah.
Yeah, so their business started to grow, and then his approach was that food is actually healing, and then he started to heal people, and then people in the community heard about him.
Yeah, and starting.
But
Like him.
and then on the other hand, he didn't have any work visa, so he didn't have any papers. So then he started to worry, okay, maybe he need to go back because he couldn't find this Mr. Mr. Frank. Anyway, so this man started to form a community, and people started to hear about him, and the locals started to like Chinese food, and he started to get connected to the men around, and start to feel home.
And his
And-
son also integrated
Yeah,
in
he
the
enter-
community, find new friends.
Yeah, he had new friends, and they formed a relationship with Iska, and they were working as a team together. His boy started to be happy, and and actually grew, developed. And another thing that he really liked, that he had so much space. He had
So
A
much
lot of
peaceful,
a lot
nice
of
area.
space, because there was like maybe a few dozens of people, and it was only, and in Shanghai and Beijing in China, he didn't have quiet at all. So when he heard quiet, oh my God, there is so much quiet, and so enjoyed the quiet. Yeah, and said, oh, this place is really, really good. Anyway, so he had a point in time that he was heard quiet, and after not hearing quiet for so long in China, he so enjoyed it. So, but after a while, he didn't have his documents, he didn't have his visa, and eventually he said to Swinka, to his partner, that, well, I probably need to leave because I don't have the documents. But a matter of fact, it's like so easy to get documents, especially if she is a business owner and she can.
Give him a job, legal job.
Yeah, so it's very easy thing to do. So, and after a while, because the people in the community kind of encouraged him to stay, so we did whatever needed, and he stayed more. And in the end, he got married in China with this
Real
partner, and they came back living in Finland. So if you're doing this analysis, if you're looking about if his immigration was successful or not, I think he had very successful immigration. Why? Because his situation in the beginning was, he was in China, he was under lots of pressure from the government and the mafia for his restaurant to be shut down.
Yeah,
He was under a lot of surveillance, was no quiet for him, a lot of pollution and other things.
depressed after his wife death.
Also
Drank a
depressed after
lot.
his wife death. He was drinking, he was like in a really
He
bad
lost
space.
connection with his son. Yeah, it was pretty.
And his move to immigration to Finland made him, first of all, he found a beautiful wife and a business owner, and he found a lot of friends and community for him to stay that and made really good connections in relationship. He made really good money from doing what he loves, and nobody from the mafia and the government are after him.
And a lot of space, peaceful and nice environment. He enjoyed a lot with his new family. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of space for him to do what he wants and likes, and his son also happy because he riding bicycle and he meeting other friends, and so his immigration was extremely successful. And the only thing he's done, he just took a risk and knew that he's really good chef, and he knew that his skills are needed. And he also was happy to come back, but the circumstances made him to stay. So what we are learning from that? The topic that I wanted to raise here, what does it mean to have a successful immigration? So when people are living in their own country, they have certain circumstances that they think that if they will stay, it will get worse or it won't improve. So therefore they are looking for a change and live in other place in a country that maybe they will succeed. So what does it mean succeed? So same as that Chinese person went to Finland, where he successfully formed a romantic relationship. He had where to live, in a good houses and a good area of nature and whatever. He did what he was good at, is cooking.
Yeah.
And earned money with his partner. His son was happy. He had friends. He felt connected. This is like one of the greatest successes of immigration. When a person go into other country and he significantly improved his life in all areas, all the main areas. So same with you. So whatever country you are living in, it doesn't matter if you are immigrating from Western countries and going to some place in Africa. It doesn't matter. As long as your main objectives are improved in your second country and you're successfully doing that, it means your immigration is going to be successful. So it doesn't mean it will happen so quickly as that person, just after a few days or a month. Maybe it will happen after a few years. But that's completely alright, as long as you will have progress in the other country. But when you are immigrating to the other country, but let's say you are single and you can't find a good relationship, and you can't buy a house because it's very unaffordable, and you don't like the work that you do, but you received your visas and you received your residency and you're part of the country, but you're not happy because maybe you improved little bit your life, but you didn't improve that significantly. So it means that probably your immigration wasn't so successful, because what determines success of immigration, it's actually how well integrated and how well you feel that you are living in that place, how safe you are, how you feel belong and part of the community, how many friends and good friends and connections you build, that you like to do what you do. You have the basics like having a house and you have freedom, and you don't have authorities that suppress you. These are the main things. You can live how you want without suppression. So that is something that I wanted to raise before you doing immigration. And of course you can't know everything before you're doing your research, and it's worthwhile to check, but you can do a lot. You can do a lot of checks. Thank you. Because I want to really emphasize, getting the residency, it's not successful immigration. Tell you again, getting residency and papers and the right to stay and live permanently in specific country, it's not a successful immigration from my point of view. So if a person moved from one place to another and his life not significantly improved in most of the areas he wanted, immigration is not successful. And there is investigation needs to be needs to happen. Why and what went wrong? Because getting the papers and the residency is the easiest part in the whole immigration process. It's the easiest. But building a good, successful and happy life in the other country, this is the hardest part. So that is something for you to think about. And I recommend everyone to watch this movie, Master Cheng. You will know like further what I'm talking about, and then you can continue planning your immigration journey. Thank you very much. Yeah, now we are at Lake Tarawera. It's a few minutes from Rotorua and also a few minutes from the Redwood forest. And now I'm going to teach Luba to play chess, because I really love chess, and this seems to be a good place to learn to play chess. As you can see, there is a few holiday homes. A lot of people have holiday homes, have their own homes in the main cities, and also holiday homes that usually are empty. So it's relatively quiet, and also there is no cell phone reception, so it means no radiation or Wi-Fi or cell phone towers and things like that. So yeah, so let's start playing chess. So yeah, just start. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's a really nice place to play chess. I think it's a bit better than sometimes home. It's also nice, but you know, if you have an option to just drive 15 minutes if you're living in Rotorua and sit here, so why not?